Revealed. And I'm Darren Spindler, founder of Fitness Renegades, and tonight I am with Joe, who is our strength and conditioning coach, and he's been with us since day one. He's a partner in Fitness Renegades, and he's helped really get our Renegades some amazing successes inside the gym, both with fitness and helping them eat right. And we're going to talk about a lot of that tonight, Joe. So thanks a lot for taking some time tonight to be with us. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think some of these great success stories are going to be eye-opening for a lot of people who might be watching tonight.
Yeah.
So before we get started with a couple of our questions that we promised to answer, a couple of things. One, you may want to have a notepad out so you can take some notes. Secondarily to that, we actually do have a couple of Renegade success stories that we're going to play back via video. They couldn't be here with us tonight, but we felt it was important that they get included in the presentation. So we're going to have those. I think there's 3 of them that'll be played tonight. And when we do play those, there's about a 30-second delay from the time I speak till the time that it gets delivered to you through the internet. So when we go to that, we're going to have about a 30-second delay from the time that I'm done speaking to the time the video starts, because when we play the video, it immediately plays the video and it cuts off the last 30 seconds of our presentation. So just make sure that you don't think that you lost the connection or anything like that. We'll be here with you. If you have questions tonight, there's a section that you can leave or ask questions, and our tech team is going to feed those to us, and we'll do that in the last segment. We'll get all the questions. So, Joe, why don't we get started? One of the first questions that we promised to help people with tonight was setting goals. So let's talk about how do we work with folks to set goals, and why are goals so important?
Right. When we talk about goals with our people, we will talk not only just about what the overall goal is. I need to fit in my wedding dress, or I need to lose 30 pounds, whatever it is. But what I focus on really is trying to find the why of everything and the purpose behind certain things. If somebody wants to lose, if they come to me and they say, I need to lose 50 pounds. Well, why? And what is the overall soul dig down deeper reason why 50 pounds less would be that much better? And we also, 50 pounds is a big goal, so we need steps to get to that. Or it's not always losing weight, it's getting stronger, it's getting healthier. When we dig deeper, it's so I have enough energy to play with my kids, or I need to make it to my daughter's wedding in 20 years. So
well, we're gonna have a great example of that tonight. Gwen, who's gonna be with us later, her big reason why she wanted to be in a size 8 dress for her daughter's wedding. And when she started, she was a long ways away from a size 8.
Right.
In fact, she's down almost 90 pounds now, and she's only just a touch over 5 feet tall. So she had a long ways to go. But her reason why was she wanted to be in that size 8 dress for her daughter's wedding. And, she told us a powerful story a couple weeks ago of going into a dressing room and putting on a size 10 on a Sunday afternoon and being there in tears because she was so close to her goal. So when you have a big reason why, much more powerful than just saying, hey, I'm going to be down 50 pounds.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you're sitting at home and you're thinking to yourself, hey, I want to reach a new goal, you need to have a why first. So set a big reason why. Second, write it down. Most people never write down their goals. So they end up never really knowing where they're aiming. So once you figure out, hey, I want to lose 50 pounds because I want to fit in a size 8 dress for my daughter's wedding, write it down and put a date. And a wedding's a great one because they've got a built-in deadline, right? The next step is to share with other people. When you share a goal with other people, you've got some peer pressure to then reach that goal. So I think that's very important. And I think it's a step that a lot of people don't take. So Joe, any thoughts on that before we move on to our next kind of segment?
Right. Letting your inner circle know that you have a journey that you want to go on to get healthy. We've heard from so many clients that maybe it's the lady that we're working with wants to get healthy, but the husband isn't necessarily on board, so it's harder to make decisions for that family. Where if you can get your inner circle on track, letting them know what your goal is and having them help you with their goal, I think that's the best the most successful way of accomplishing that.
Well, yeah, and one of the success speakers, his name is Jim Rohn. He says you're the average of the 5 people you hang around the most. And one of the events that we host is a mindset, build a better lifestyle deal, where I really work with people to help them work on their mindset. This isn't all about mindset tonight, but it's a key piece of it. But he said you're the average of the 5 people you hang around the most. So you're going to be the average weight, you're going to be the average wealth, the average of anything in your life. You're going to be around the average of the 5 people you hang around the most. So one of the things that we provide, and you're going to probably hear it a lot tonight, is really kind of a new family.
Yeah.
And not that your old family is bad, but this is your fitness family and your Renegade family. And here, you're going to find a bunch of people who want you to succeed. So even when maybe other people in your life currently don't want you to succeed, or they're not ready to make a change, we'll be here for you. And not only us, but our Renegade family will be there to support you. So set some goals, have a big reason why. The next thing we're going to talk about, Joe, is, a lot of people talk about losing weight. And a lot of people talk about doing it through exercise. And we know that 70 to 80% of the results are going to happen because of what you put into your mouth.
Yep.
Why don't you talk about that a little bit, about why it's so important to fuel your body with great foods, and what food should people cut out, and what are maybe 2 or 3 things they could do tonight to get on the right track tomorrow?
Right. So starting out with the first part of that is, fueling yourself with the right intake. I tell people the easiest thing is, you don't put oil in the gas tank. Okay, you don't put the wrong stuff in with the right vehicle or the right part of the vehicle. What you have to do is you have to fuel your body in order to perform not only just exercise but just the daily activities. If you're putting a lot of heavy, fatty, processed foods, sugary foods, your body doesn't work well with those, especially over a long period of time. So when we put cleaner sources, healthier foods, vegetables, fruits, fresh stuff, good meats, cutting out all the bad stuff. I mean, the fuel for your body is just that alone will help you on track to get on a healthier lifestyle. Like we said, 70 to 80% of the results will get you to your goal. You cannot work off a bad diet. People may say it, they have the best metabolism in the world, but truly on the inside, it's not what it should be.
Well, I mean, we've had a number of members who came to us who were, skinny fat, right?
Right.
They weren't super overweight, but they also weren't fit, and they got their blood work, and lo and behold, their blood work is really bad.
Yes.
And working with us for 3-4 months, they went from horrible to perfect.
Right.
But when we talk about eating clean, Joe, essentially eating good whole foods, eating protein, good clean sources of protein, and then having some healthy fats. So why don't you talk about maybe just having that combination of foods and why eating combinations of food like that is so important.
Right. So when you eat whole food sources, you're going to have the most vitamins, minerals, most dense nutrient food that you can have. Having your protein, not only just fuels your muscle, like everybody says, you need the protein to build the muscle, but it also helps you stay fuller, as well as makes your body work more efficiently. And then healthy fats, that's a whole discussion about healthy fats versus bad fats. Healthy fats, avocados and almonds, and adding those things in your diet will help you stay full, but also the benefits of the healthy fats, just on the standpoint of your body, your brain, so many things it's the right fuel in order to achieve the goals.
And like a handful of almonds can help you go from lunch to dinner, having a snack, take that edge off, keep your blood sugar on a nice stable plane throughout the day.
Yep.
And then talk about some healthy carbohydrates, because, we're not talking about our whole nutrition plan tonight.
Right.
But, when we get our new Renegades start with us, we have a Nutrition 101 program where they get a full hour-long, program. Plus now we have a homework sheet that they got to take home with them. They fill it out and bring it back to us, and they work with a coach to do that. But some healthy carbohydrates, because people can swap out bad carbohydrates like pastas and some of the other things for some healthier sources. Why don't you talk about that?
Yeah. The common thing is, I got a carb load. I got a lot of carb loading to do. That's, breads and pastas, that's not necessarily what you need to load for the carbs. Is, one of our favorite ones, just the simplest one, is sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes provide a ton of nutrition, a ton of carbs for the energy source. And just a great source of a carbohydrate, as well as other complex carbs like broccoli. There's quinoa, brown rice. In order, just a small portion. Portion control is obviously something we talk about too.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, there is just through our Nutrition 101 and everything, we talk about good sources of carbohydrates versus more processed sources of carbohydrates.
Why don't we give them maybe 2 things that they can take home and use tomorrow? So 1, water intake. What do we recommend for their water? Because you can start doing this literally tonight.
Right.
And so let's talk about water intake.
Yeah. The cheapest thing that you can do is figure out I mean, obviously your body weight in ounces, drink half your body weight in fluid ounces.
So easy math, 200 pounds, you drink 100 ounces, 150 pounds, you drink 75 ounces a day of water.
Yep.
A, you're not taking in calories, and B, you're getting enough water into your body to replenish it.
Yeah, being hydrated is so important for your body just to perform optimally.
Two, one of the things that, I think, Joe, that you mentioned to me a long time ago, which was very helpful, was if you're looking at something to eat for lunch today, and before you eat it, you say to yourself, is this going to put me closer to my goal or further away from my goal? And the example I like to use with our new Renegades is pizza, right?
Right.
So it's an easy one. If you look at it for weight loss, I look at it, is that going to get me closer to my goal for weight loss or further away? Probably further away.
Right.
Is it going to get me closer to my goal for sports performance or further away?
Right.
Odds in both cases are it's going to move me further away.
Right.
So that's one thing that I think has been very, very helpful to people. And then why don't you talk real quickly about maybe breakfast?
Right.
Why is it so important that people eat actual breakfast?
Yeah, the main reason why we have to eat breakfast is we have to not only jumpstart our metabolism right away, but we also have to get fuel in the body just for the day. When you tend to skip breakfast, you notice that maybe your energy is just a little bit lower through the day. You might be getting hungrier and hungrier throughout the day as far as snacking here and there, and really getting your system right, putting a little gas in the tank in order for your body just to, I keep saying, perform optimally. And when I say that, it's not just for exercise. It's for making, getting stuff done in the office. It's for, if you got to clean the house and have a bunch of chores to do. It's just getting the fuel in your body right off the bat to make sure that you can, go throughout the day.
Well, absolutely. And I know for sure, when I started eating regular breakfast every single day and getting real regular about it, and when there's days that I'm off by an hour, I can really tell I start getting that, getting the jitters, and I start getting irritable, and I start getting ornery. And if I don't eat, it ruins my whole day, and then it will lead to a headache, which leads to other bad decisions. And I know for me, I'm pretty regular, and it's about the exact same time every single day. So those are a couple things that you can do with your nutrition right away. Joe, let's talk briefly about doing the right workouts. And then we're going to get into a great success story that's really from Amanda, who I think is the perfect story to get started with, because she's going to talk a lot about her journey with using basic nutrition and now how she's using more advanced nutrition. So let's talk about the right exercises. Why, somebody says, well, I'm going to join a gym and I'm going to run in the elliptical for an hour 5 times a week. And why do some of those people actually end up heavier than they were before?
Right. A lot of the times with like a steady state cardio is basically just like just a basic term of basically going and doing the same exact thing, maybe at the same exact speed for the same amount of time. Your body will adapt. Your body is very smart, and it basically can kick into survival mode after a while. If your body knows that you're going to be going on the elliptical for an hour, and it starts thinking that that's how it's going to have to keep in order to keep moving on, then it starts to absorb more of the foods and the fats and the things that we take in, because like I said, when you enter kind of a survival mode, what I mean by that is doing long periods of cardio, it's thinking that you are trying to run away from something, thinking way back in the caveman era when they would run for their food and go without food for days. Well, it tends to hold on to that food for longer. And basically what you might see a marathon runner, skinny legs, toned arms maybe, but they got a little bit of a gut. Their body's holding on to that food, anything that they eat.
And when you do a lot of long, steady state cardio, especially if you don't eat the way that we just described, I think the other thing is people go do that, but they don't change their diet. They end up eating a lot more because running does burn a lot of calories. A couple of weeks ago, I did a 30-mile bike ride. Well, I burned 1,800 calories on that bike ride. Well, I needed to fuel up with food. But if I eat too much, well, I go backwards, because now I'm going to eat, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 calories of garbage versus eating the right foods to fuel my body to make sure I can do 1,800 calories. So why don't you just talk briefly about that? Because we actually had a person who was burning a lot of calories and not eating enough food, and why that's so important.
Yeah, we had one story at the gym. He was doing 2-a-days. He was just going balls to the wall every single workout, and it was amazing how he could keep that energy up. while, you know, we could track on our system of how many calories he's burning per workout. Well, what happened was he wasn't eating enough. He was probably 1,700 calories or less per day, when in actuality, with that much activity, and, you know, with the amount of muscle he had and everything, he was supposed to be eating about 2,700 to 3,300 calories. And that's a big gap, but that's how hard he was working and how much fuel his body needed, to the point where his body was just, anything he ate, it was holding on, because he knew that it was
essentially what was
exertion.
happening was his fat percentage was not going down, even though he was working out hard and he was not eating a lot of calories. His body could not burn the fat because it said, hey, I need to survive. It stored it on his body. So if you don't make changes to your diet, you can go work out all you want, and you can store a bunch of fat on your body. So it's important that whether you work with us or anybody else, you fuel your body with proteins, the right carbohydrates, and some fats, healthy fats. And then you monitor, you know, where you're at. If you want to lose weight, obviously you need to be at a deficit, but you can't be at a 2,000 calorie a day deficit. Otherwise you start storing fats. So Joe, before we get to our first Renegade success story, let's talk about why everybody should be doing strength training.
The easy answer is, with strength training, resistance training, whether, you know, light dumbbell work, squats, whatever it is, adding resistance helps build muscle. Building muscle helps burn fat. That's the basic of it. And also, we need muscle in order to do our daily activities, in order to get up out of the chair, in order to pick up the grocery bag. As simple as that is, we need muscle to do those things. And, you know, your body works better when you have more muscle. You're burning more fat.
And when we talk about resistance training, it can be just your body too, right? Your body weight, doing push-ups on the floor. It can be, you know, pull-ups. It can be any type of resistance, but you've got to have some. So when you're doing just straight cardio, typically you have very little resistance, and you're just doing the cardio side of it. So we're going to transition now, Joe, into our first Renegade success story. Now, Renegade Amanda, her story is amazing. You're going to hear from her. So between now and her video, there's going to be about a 30-second delay. And Joe and I will be back throughout this in different segments. Throughout the night, I'm going to share with you a couple of books I think you should read, some coaching that I'm personally going through right now and why that's important. And then, Joe, I think one of the common threads that we're going to hear throughout the night from a lot of our guests that will be live, and then also those who couldn't be here tonight, but we got a very nice video story from them, is the transition from, I started because of weight loss, but now it's about something bigger, and it's a lifestyle change. And why don't you talk about that just for 2 seconds before we go to Amanda's story?
Just doing the lifestyle change. What that means is, you know, people came in, I got to lose 20 pounds. But during that journey, they found that, one, they built a family. They had people coming in, expecting them to be there, wondering where they were when they weren't there. They've also worked in their lifestyle to the point where if they don't work out, their day is misconstrued, or it is off schedule, and they don't feel as good. So doing the physical activity is making them feel better. Eating right is making them feel a lot better, and they definitely feel it if they're not eating right, as well as not doing physical activity. So we have transitioned into that lifestyle for the better of, you know, it's possibly adding years to life, or making just the quality of life so much better.
Absolutely. So 30 seconds from now, you're going to see Renegade Amanda, and we'll be with you in just a minute. All right, welcome back, and we hope you enjoyed Amanda's success story, because Renegade Amanda has had an amazing transformation. Erin works out with Amanda on a regular basis, and it's really been fun to watch her journey, because she's just looks like a totally different person.
Yes.
Not only physically, but mentally, she's a different person too. So it's really pretty cool to watch her transformation. So again, if you want to ask questions, you can type them in the chat log. We're going to answer all those at the end. Joe and I will come back. We're going to do Q&A. I know we have one that just came in about, is protein shake enough for breakfast? We'll talk about that at the end, and we'll answer every one of those questions. We'll stay here as long as we need to. So, all right, Erin, let's talk about your success story. How long have you been a Renegade for?
This August will make 2 years.
You've been with us since almost the beginning. You were at the old white shed.
Yes.
And we
sometimes I miss.
Yeah, we all do, I think the other 2 days ago, we had a great workout in the morning where it was almost all people from the old gym, and it was pretty cool. We had 2 outsiders. We had to let them in the class too, but we welcomed them. So why don't we first talk about, why'd you decide to become a Renegade? What was, your motivating force?
There was a girl at my job who said that she joined, and she was bigger than me, and I wouldn't necessarily say she was in any better shape than me. And I thought, to be quite honest, if she can do it, I totally think that I can. I had already taken up the lifestyle of eating paleo before I even had joined the gym. And I had been bike riding and kind of going to the gym and just not really pushing myself at the gym. And I thought, since I already have that under my belt, I think this should just be the next step.
Yeah. So let's talk about, where were you at the beginning, and from a mindset and from a physical ability situation to where you're at today? I mean, how much better shape are you in today?
So much better shape, honestly. Like when I went, I truly thought that I was in good shape. I mean, not the greatest shape, but I was like, oh, I've been bike riding. I can go to the gym. I can hop on the treadmill. I can do all those things. But the amount that I thought I could do compared to what I was being pushed to do was, and still is, a huge difference. So.
Yeah. So today, I mean, you're there and you are pushing hard until the last minute, last seconds, and you fight hard. So why don't we talk about some of your accomplishments to date? You've had some really cool things, and I know you've got a couple of goals set, but let's talk about what are some of your accomplishments to date?
Definitely that I clearly don't know what size I am anymore, clothes-wise. I picture myself, I think, in the mirror a lot bigger than I am. So when I try smaller clothes on, I'm actually shocked that I don't necessarily have to shop in the plus size section anymore. So that is actually very nice. I had an ankle injury many years ago, and for the longest time when I came to the gym, I struggled on just walking flat-footed, and I feel like that is definitely getting a lot better. My get up and go now that I started the gym and truly taking on the lifestyle of eating paleo, my get up and go is so much better as far as sleeping and the energy I have throughout the day. So
let's talk about maybe some of your other lifestyle changes, because I know that the way you spend maybe your extra hours after work is significantly different than it used to be. Let's talk about that maybe.
Well, first and foremost, going to the gym when I'm done with work is where I am at. Where I used to kind of go home, make dinner, and get ready for the next day, I have now added in the gym, and you just do it. It's not, there are no excuses anymore. So.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a busy job, right? And you're like a lot of other people. There's plenty of ways that you could say, well, I don't have time for it.
Very much so.
But I think, one of the things that we've done now is we make people schedule appointments. And I think you'll hear it throughout the night that one thing is been very helpful to many people, just making them schedule those appointments. Why don't we talk about, outside of the workouts at Fitness Renegades, what are some of the things that you like about our community the most?
I would just have to say that we give back to the community, and I really like that. We try to find other things just than going to the gym to do. So, when I first started, I had not been there long enough to do it, but I know that you did the push-ups for pencils, and I thought that was awesome because I just feel like we're totally giving back. Plus, you're getting a workout in. So and with our benefit on the clothes, which I think is awesome that we're going to do, especially for, I've thought about it for a long time, for people who are already putting quite a bit of their money towards the gym because it's a priority now.
Yep.
They don't necessarily have the money to go back and now all buy new clothes. So I think the thought process of everyone bringing their clothes to do a swap.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that after,
Okay.
as we transition. We'll talk about the clothing swap as a part of a program that we're doing this summer. How about you talk about maybe some of the cooking events and things like that too, because I know that you've attended many of them. So
yes, that part I do like, because I do feel that a lot of people get stuck in a rut thinking, okay, I'm going to go to the gym, fine, I can do that, I can make that manageable, but am I really just going to have to eat chicken and broccoli the rest of my life? And I don't think that people understand that if you just kind of have a new thought process on it, you can completely become creative and actually enjoy eating, even though there's just a different spin on it. So I definitely enjoy that, both bringing things to share with people who might not know, and also trying new things.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that we teach at Renegades is one of our our top 10 things that we teach you, and I'll actually show that in a few minutes, but is you should try something every week. So especially at the beginning, try a new breakfast, try a new snack, try a new lunch, try a new dinner. And one of the things that we do at our nutrition events is just that. So we bring a lot of food in, people can sample and try it, and it doesn't cost them anything. It's part of being a Renegade. It's part of their membership. But before we go, I want to have you talk just briefly about the obstacle course that we did a couple of weeks ago. We went to an obstacle course. It was a challenge, right? And I just want to share with people, because is that something you would have done 2 years ago?
No. It's actually something I didn't even still want to do that morning. Everyone at the gym who knows me knows that I'm extremely loud and probably the funny girl, always making jokes. And when we got there, there was not one peep out of me because I was so afraid. But everyone just kind of said, it's not a race. Just do what you can. And in the end, when you're done, you're done. But do it at your own pace, do it at your own skill. So although I wasn't successful at every single obstacle, I still did try all of them. And yes, 2 years ago, no.
Well,
not a chance.
And the reason I brought it up is because one of the obstacles, I was right behind you. And I can remember you back at the old place doing your benchmark workout, struggling a lot. And I watched you go across this tightrope and hold on to a bar above you and inch across it with determination that 2 years ago you didn't have. And it was amazing to watch you cross that thing and then get off and be excited about it and move on to the next obstacle. So, Aaron, before we go, is there anything, if somebody's sitting at home and they say, hey, I'm 50 pounds overweight, or I'm 100 pounds overweight, or I'm 50 years old, I can't do this. It's going to be too hard for me. I got a lot of excuses. What would you tell them?
That it really is not impossible. Although when you walk in, it may look intimidating, but honestly, every single exercise that they have for you, they are definitely willing to change up. If you can't physically do it because of your knees or something is sore, all the trainers are willing to be like, okay, well, if you can't do that, let's try this. All of the workouts can be changed up so that way it can be done for you, no matter what your weight is, no matter how old you are. And I think that's probably the greatest part. And it's still nice because the trainers will still push you. So when they can see, okay, you probably don't necessarily need that exercise anymore, let's switch it up.
Let's go to the next one.
They're definitely trying to get you at a skill set that they feel you can be comfortable with, but also push yourself.
Absolutely. So what's one of your current goals? I know that you've got a couple, and then we're going to talk about the Summer Slim Down, because we want a few people to come and join our Renegade family, and we're going to give them an opportunity to join in what is our most popular challenge of the year.
My current goal that I definitely have is I want to see the number 1 as the first number on the scale. And I've probably been saying that for 2 years, and for the longest time I struggled back and forth. But I worked with one of the trainers, and to hold myself accountable, she weighs me in every Tuesday. So I'm definitely getting closer. I'm only 11 pounds shy, and I definitely think that with the Summer Slim Down, that's not even going to be an issue.
Yep. So, and I know one of Aaron's goals is to get clothes from Francesca's. So that is one of the goals that was set a while back.
Yes,
and see,
it was.
for us, it's important that we actually know what our Renegades goals are because we want them to achieve them. And we're as excited when you reach them as you are, and it's important for us to be mindful of them. So the Summer Slim Down. So the Summer Slim Down last year, you participated in it along with about 80 other people. And what's really cool about it is, first off, we do our cooking events. So in June and July, there's a cooking event. On May 30th, we have a kickoff workout. Why don't you talk about last year's kickoff workout? It's a team. This is a two-person event, and our goal is to have you partner with somebody who is not currently a member. So we got a new member with a current member, so they have somebody that helps hold them accountable. But why don't you talk about the kickoff workout and how much fun it was last year?
I really enjoyed it. I was paired up with a new person. It was someone that had approached me at work and saw my success. So I said that she should try. So she was my partner. And it was great because, to be quite honest, although she was not at my skill set, she still could do all of the exercises. We did it. And the best part was at the end, we did the exact same workout. So she was able to see how much and truly evaluate how much she had gained from the entire 3 months.
So the workout, we do the same workout at the beginning as we do at the end. And I believe you were with Sam, right?
No, Ellery.
Oh, with Ellery. All right. Yep. So when you do it, you have the same workout, you get a score, and at the end, we do another workout, and you get another score. The other thing that you'll do, you get your Nutrition 101 class, which we've actually just turned into a DVD, and we also now have assigned a piece of homework to it. So they actually get 2 pieces of paper, maybe 3, that they watch the video, and they have to turn that into their coach. So that's something that's brand new because we want to hold people accountable. And then the other thing that we do is before pictures, and then we do after pictures. But we do our after pictures at a red carpet finale party. And why don't you talk about that? Because it was a big dress-up event. We're going to do the same thing this year, and we had an amazing party with these girls who, acoustical singers, they're fabulous. But why don't you talk about the red carpet party?
I really actually enjoyed the red carpet party. First off, because I had put on a dress that when I bought was a little snug. When I put it on, it's a little loose, but I still wore it. And it was actually really great to see my own pictures for myself of where I had come from in even just the last year. So I really liked that. The other part is really nice to mingle with everyone you go to the gym with in non-gym clothes for once. Yep. That's the best part.
Well, absolutely. And people were so stunning. I mean, they were stunning. People that at the beginning of the summer, you know, they were not maybe that excited about where they were. They were frustrated. And at the end, they were all dressed up because it's a black tie type event. You can wear, you know, it's not total black tie, but dress up. People wearing suits and ties, and people were wearing great dresses, high heels, and we had great music in the red carpet. So if you're interested in going to the being a part of the Summer Slim Down this year, you can actually register right now at thesummerslimdown.com. And if you register tonight, you'll actually get the entire month of May for free. So it's $297 for the Summer Slim Down, which is June, July, and August. Plus, you get all of May for free. So it's a heck of a deal. And Aaron would love to see you at the gym. And at this time, what we're going to do is we're going to roll to another one of our Renegade success stories. This is Renegade Kim. And Renegade Kim, she has had some amazing results as well. And her story is great. She's actually had a couple surgeries. She's going to tell you her story. And then I'll be back with a couple of thoughts and one more of our Renegades. And again, if you have questions, please put those in the chat box at this time. And then we're going to accumulate those, and Joe and I will answer all your questions at the end. Hi, it's Darren, and we're back. I'm with Renegade Adam. So we just shared Renegade Kim's story, and I hope you enjoyed it because there are a lot of really great lessons inside of Renegade Kim's story. She struggled with, 2 or 3 surgeries, and we helped her fight through some of that and designed a couple workouts so that she could still be part of the Renegade family. So Renegade Adam, why don't we talk, first off, how long have you been a Renegade?
I joined Renegade first week of January, so beginning of this year.
Yeah, so absolutely. So when you started this year, I mean, you're one of our newer Renegades, actually. I mean, we've got a lot of folks who've been with us 1.5 years, 2 years. So when you started this year, what was your main reason for getting started?
My main reason was trying to get back into the healthy lifestyle. I kind of let my health slip since high school the last 10 years, so trying to get back in the swing of things and moved to the area here brand new and tried a few different gyms out. So then after I did more research on fitness Renegades, I just liked the atmosphere there.
All right, yeah, it was awesome because we actually sat down and we did one of our Renegade success consultations. You and I sat down and kind of chatted about your goals. Lo and behold, we found out we grew up not too far from each other in central Wisconsin. But when you first joined, what were a couple of your goals that you were trying to achieve?
My 3 goals that I wrote down were because it was to lose 12 pounds in 6 weeks. So that was one of the goals. Also start working out 3 to 4 times a week, and then also just start eating healthier.
All right. Yeah, so why don't we talk about, when you first started, one of the cool things with you, you also participated in a program that I'm going to talk about later, and it was a result of really Gwen, who's one of our great success stories. She's the one I was talking about, down almost 90 pounds. She helped us really develop a small group training program for people as a starting point. Why don't you talk about maybe that just experience, because it's something that was brand new. Actually, you were one of our first people in it. And for somebody who is looking to get started but maybe isn't feeling like they're very fit, why don't you talk about what that experience was like?
That experience was I would come in at 5:15 in the morning. It was really hands-on with the trainer 3 times a week. It was a small group setting. It was two or 3 of us at the time, just working with one trainer, Allie, at the time. And then it was just really, really good atmosphere because you weren't really judged by other people. You got to learn all the exercises you guys do here at Fitness Renegades that I haven't done before. So got to learn everything at your own pace and get back into the groove of things while you're still learning everything.
Yeah, so we've got, people at all levels. I mean, people that come in that are totally out of shape, and we got people that come in that are somewhat in shape, but then we've got people all over the map, and we're trying to customize different programs for different folks. And you graduated from that program in what, about 4 weeks? You went from that and went into our regular programming then?
Yep, I did that. Then I did a month of the circuits, and then by month 3, I believe I started doing the strength classes with Joe. Yep.
So, and it's one of the things, like every person who comes in has a different kind of success plan because they all have different goals. And you were a former college athlete, so you had some lifting skills at one point, but you just hadn't done it for a while.
Yeah.
So why don't you talk also maybe about what do you enjoy outside of the workouts at Fitness Renegades that maybe you enjoy the most?
One thing I really enjoy the most there is basically the camaraderie you get with all the members there. It's not like normal gym where you walk in with your headphones on, go to the equipment, and just work out by yourself there. You actually interact with all the people there on a daily basis, so you get to meet new people, and everybody there has a great personality to.
Yeah. Why don't you talk about some of your accomplishments so far? Because you've had some really great accomplishments, from the beginning.
Yeah. Well, my main thing is since January, I'm down about 45 pounds.
That's awesome.
So I haven't been measured for inches wise, so I don't know for sure how many inches I lost, but it's been a few. Finally down back into my 38-inch waist jeans for the first time in a while.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I mean, 45 pounds in, just over right around 4 months. And, one of the things that we tell people, safe weight loss, 1 to 2 pounds a week. Obviously, in Adam's case, bigger frame, tall guy. Yeah, he can lose that a little bit faster, but for other people, it does take 1 to 2 pounds a week is kind of a good benchmark. And now let's talk about your nutrition. I mean, you talk about it. I know early on you said, I'm doing good from the fitness, but I still struggle a little bit with the nutrition. Let's talk about how you've made some small changes to your nutrition.
For nutrition, I think the first month I did the strict paleo. And that just wasn't for me. I had lack of energy, I think. But then Then after that, I kind of introduced more of the carbs and more of the a lot more potatoes. And now I'm starting to do the eat to perform stuff.
Yep.
So that's where they tell you what to eat and how much calories and macros to eat. So basically broken down, and now they have me eating 3,400 calories a day. So
yep, absolutely. So see, 3,400 calories a day. I mean, you don't have to eat like a bird in order to lose weight. Adam's, working out pretty hard. He's a tall, big guy, broad shoulders. So he does have, he's burning what's your resting metabolic rate right now? Do you know off of your slip?
I haven't looked at that for a while. So
yeah, so one of the things that we'll do is, as a Renegade, you also get a printout. It tells you your resting metabolic rate, and that's really just the number of calories it takes to keep your body alive every single day. And then when you combine that in with another tool that we have at the gym called the MyZone, it keeps track of the calories that you're burning. Those two numbers together give us a pretty good idea of what you should be taking in. And then, we've got our Nutrition 101 that helps a lot of people get started. Then we have some more advanced stuff, but now we've got a couple people doing even more advanced things with nutrition. But a lot of people just basic, cutting out a lot of the processed foods and getting into some of the more whole foods is enough to get them started. So Adam, before we go, if you were talking to a friend or maybe a coworker and they were thinking about giving Fitness Renegade a try, what would you tell them?
I would say just come in and try it out. You're going to like it once you finally give it a try. There's nothing, I can't say anything bad about Fitness Renegades. Yeah,
so why don't you talk about, when you first came in, you were new to town. You've met quite a few new people.
Moved here December, and now I have a lot more just working out. All I do is work and go to work out now. Haven't really been introduced outside of those two areas. So just meeting new people through the gym is a lot easier than going to the bar and trying to meet new people. A lot healthier too then.
Yeah, no doubt, absolutely. So thanks a lot. We certainly appreciate it. Keep it up because you're getting some amazing results. 45 pounds in just under 4 months actually is fabulous, and doing it the right way because you're eating right and you're doing the right workouts, and it's not like you're starving yourself and drinking a bunch of shakes every single day. You're eating real food and getting great results. So what we're going to do next is go to one more. This is going to be our last one of our video interviews of somebody who couldn't be here. And the reason I wanted to share this one again is another person who's struggled with some injuries. Actually had a total knee replacement. So that would have been a good reason, not to continue or get on a healthy lifestyle. So he's going to share that story with you, and then I'm going to be back, and I'm going to be with one of our members who actually does the program with her daughter. So with that, I'm going to share Renegade Steve's story. Hi, it's Darren and I'm back, and I certainly hope you enjoyed the segment from Renegade Steve, because he has had some great results. And again, you know, he's another great example of somebody who had knee replacement surgery and didn't use that as an excuse to really get in the best shape of his life. So now I'm with Renegade Karen, and I really wanted to share Renegade Karen's story because you do this with your daughter. So I think it's one of the reasons, you know, I wanted to share that story. So how long have you been a Renegade for?
Well, my daughter and I joined a year ago in May, and we started in the summer slim down program.
Yep.
Our other gym was closing down. We had worked out before, and we thought we'd give it a try, and we've been there since.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, you guys are regulars at the 5:15 a.m.
We are.
Yeah. So how's that go? I mean, you get up, you get your day started.
I get it over with in the morning, then I don't have to think about it the rest of the day. It's done. I don't have to make excuses to not make it to the gym at night.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you and your daughter decided to become Renegades, what was one of the reasons for that, and what were you kind of looking to achieve?
Well, we had been at another gym and it was closing down, and we wanted to continue our workout. And like I say, she saw the summer slim down online. We gave it a try and we decided we would stay. I'm trying to maintain my strength and stamina and increase it if I can.
Yep.
It's my responsibility to treat my body the way it's supposed to be treated and keep it in shape. And I'm trying to be a good motivator for my daughter so she continues on.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, one of the things that you shared with me the other day when we were talking about it is just, you know, when, you know, people that are starting to get into their first 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s even, because we've got some people who are 60 plus now as Renegades. What would you tell them, you know, if they were considering becoming a Renegade?
Well, it's probably the best thing that I have ever done for myself. My HRA scores have gone up from 70 to 94. My bone density tests have gotten better because I'm in the osteopenia stage. I've lost like 30 pounds over the past 4 years. And my husband is reaping the benefits too. He's losing weight because we're eating better at home, and he sees me moving, so he moves.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, we've had another Renegade. I know Heather, her husband has lost a bunch of weight. He's not even working out with us just as a result of the family now eating better. So, you know, one of the things, Karen, what would you tell people about, you know, some of your favorite things at Fitness Renegades beyond just the workouts? Because, you know, it's one thing to work out, but for us, it's more important that there's other things going on. And for you, what are a couple of those things that make Fitness Renegades a little bit different?
Well, first of all, the staff is very friendly and knowledgeable. They're concerned about your health and your fitness, and they're always sending you notes of encouragement to attend the classes and, you know, continue on with your workouts. You offer sessions at night. You have a book club going on, and like on Saturday, there's a organic farmer coming in to give information on how to do some organic gardening. And
yep, how to grow your own, because one of the things that people say is, geez, it's so expensive to eat healthy. Well, we're trying to teach people how it doesn't have to be that expensive, because, you know, knowledge is power if you go and use it. So he's going to come in, he's actually an organic farmer, and it's going to help our Renegades eat healthier. And the food, when you grow it yourself, is so much better. And some of the stuff that he's brought us is fabulous. And then, you know, it's funny you mentioned it, book club. So after our session, I'm going to actually talk about one of the books that I've recently recommended, which is called The Compound Effect. And I'm going to recommend it to the people who are watching because it's a fabulous book and you can read it in a weekend. But we feel it's important to educate members to know what they should be eating, but also from a mindset perspective, because yes, eating right is important, but you got to have the right mindset as well. So, Karen, how about if somebody was sitting at home right now and they were 50 years old and 100 pounds overweight? What would you tell them about maybe getting started?
Well, the first thing you have to do is to take the initiative to want to make the change. Start off slow. You're not going to come to the gym and lift 100 pounds over your head immediately. You know,
right.
It's going to take some time.
But
to just give it a try and start, you know, walk around the block instead of walking a whole mile at first. Just build yourself into it.
Yeah. Now, how many people over the past year do you think that you've seen that have kind of come in that, you know, they were really rookies at fitness, and now they've developed and they're way beyond that?
I've seen a few people in our 5:15 class that, you know, have made tremendous changes.
Yeah,
in their workouts and in their body
Yep.
structure.
It's amazing to watch these people who struggled so much on day one. Now, you mentioned you were part of the Summer Slim Down, so I'm going to give people an opportunity here to actually go register for the Summer Slim Down tonight. Last year, you guys did it. What did you guys think about the kickoff workout?
Well, I think it tested my endurance and my strength, and it gave me something to work toward to the end of the summer to increase my ability to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. So on day one, like I said, we talked about it before. We do a workout, and then at the end of the summer, we do the same one. So how much did you guys improve throughout the summer?
Well, I saw myself improving weekly. I pushed myself. You know, if I'm working out with 10-pound weights and it's getting a little too easy, then I'll go to the 15-pound weights. We did improve, and I keep improving as the months go by.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and sometimes there's challenging months where you don't improve as much as you want, but you still keep making baby steps forward. So I'm going to give folks an opportunity here to join the Summer Slim Down. You can go to thesummerslimdown.com right now. You can register. As a part of that, you get to come to our cooking events. We do that once a month. June and July, we'll have food there. It's free. It's included as part of your membership. And what we try to do at these events is show you how to, for instance, 2 years ago when we did it, we did how to cook a great 4th of July meal for your family and still have it taste great and be healthy. And it is all possible. In fact, the other night we had barbecued ribs here at home, but our barbecue is homemade from scratch, and we actually teach people how to do that. And it gets rid of a lot of the bad stuff, keeps the flavor. So it is possible, and we try to teach you that. There is also the kickoff workout. This year will be on May 30th. Earlier, Renegade Aaron was talking about the clothing drive. So one of the things that we're going to do this year is our Renegades are going to bring in clothes that no longer fit them. They're going to donate those. Other Renegades can buy them, and then the public will be able to buy them as well. And then we're going to donate all the money to the Littlest Tumor Foundation, which I'm not sure if you knew this, but Allie, I believe it's her brother, has been affected by a disease that has been benefited by the Littlest Tumor Foundation. So one of our coaches, we're going to help their family, not necessarily their family, but an organization that's close to their heart. Nutrition 101 class, this is important to get off to kind of a good start. We actually put it on DVD now, and we provide them with some homework. So you'll get some homework that you'll turn into your coach. We'll assign you a coach that actually interacts with you now. We started doing this back in January. And it has been one of the best things that we've done because now people are held much more accountable. And if you're struggling with something, you can ask. If you are, think you're eating right, maybe you're eating too much actually sugar, for instance, through fruits. We've had that recently. Somebody was eating just way too much fruit, and one of the coaches helped them just modify that a little bit, and they lost 10 pounds like quickly. The other thing, and I don't know if you attended this last year, I don't think you guys did, the red carpet finale party. Did you come to that? So again, we're going to have the red carpet finale party, and it was great last year, and you'll get to meet a bunch of the other Renegades who you don't typically work out with. So if you want to join us for the Summer Slim Down, go to thesummerslimdown.com. Karen, before we get our next Renegade to share their success story, is there anything you'd like to share with folks before you go?
Well, I just would like to say that it's your body and you need to take care of it. I personally had parents who ended up in nursing facilities because of their health issues, and I don't want that to happen to me. So I'm going to keep working out as long as I can. Well,
that's a great one. So actually at the beginning of this, Joe and I talked about you should have a big reason why as your goal. And obviously your parents in a nursing home and seeing that situation is a big reason why for you. And it's probably one of the reasons you're there every day at 5:15 in the morning, and you guys are regular. So again, thank you so much. So what we're going to do at this time is I'm going to bring in Renegade Sue. We're going to have a quick swap out. Karen's going to go that way. Renegade Sue's going to come in. So thank you so much. I appreciate you coming in tonight. So at this time, what we're going to do is I'm going to talk about a book because I am a big reader. At Fitness Renegades, we believe in educating you and providing resources with you that are available to make you a little bit smarter Renegade. And since I read a lot, I'm going to give you some of the stuff that I think is the best. And this is a great little book that was recommended to me. It's called The Compound Effect. And it was recommended to me by a couple of my friends. And I'm going to share just a couple of the things from this one. One of them in here is The compound effect is the principle of reaping huge rewards from a series of small, smart choices. So when we're talking about eating right 80% of the time in our Nutrition 101 class, and making small changes with your nutrition and your snacks, they're all small changes. So is Renegade Sue ready? All right, Renegade Sue is ready. Welcome, and you can have this chair. I'm gonna walk through the compound effect for a couple more pages. And I'm not sure, did you read this book yet?
Have not.
Have not. I just recommended it recently, but it's called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. He's actually the publisher of Success Magazine. Another thing that's very interesting in here that we encourage you to be is a tracker. So it says in here, all winners are trackers. What does that mean? So we give you a food journal. If you're not working with us, you should be using a food journal, especially if you're looking to lose weight, because if you're not mapping it out and you don't have stuff written down on paper, our coaches can't help you, nor can anybody else. So you need to be honest with yourself, and you need to be a tracker. So when I just said recently about one of our members eating too much fruit as a part of their diet, the only reason we could tell that was because they were tracking their food. And one of our coaches sat down with them, took a look at their food journal, and quickly made a decision to make 2 small changes. And then those small changes end up being big results. The next thing that you can take out of this book, it's on page 57, is about a daily routine. A daily routine built on good habits is the difference that separates most successful amongst us from everyone else. I can tell you, the more that you can ritualize your day or have it be almost the same every day, you will be much more successful, and you'll be much more likely to keep your habits. So for me, I work out in the morning. Why? Because I can do it before I take my daughter to school. I come home, I take a shower, I eat breakfast, and then I go on to my work here in my office. So you got to have rituals and habits. And the last one is that I wanted to share. We've kind of talked about this a couple times, but you've got to have an emotional, reason that you want something. So Renegade Karen just talked about her parents being in a nursing home, and that's why she didn't want to be unhealthy, and that's her big reason why. But you need to have an emotional reason that motivates you. So go out, pick this book up. It's called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. You can get it on Amazon. Last I checked, it was super cheap, under $8. They'll ship it to your house. You don't even have to leave your home. So with that, welcome. You ready?
I'm ready.
You're ready. All right. So Renegade Sue, we're going to talk. How long have you been a Renegade for?
Coming up on 4 months.
4 months. So 4 months ago, why did you decide to become a Renegade?
I became probably the heaviest I had ever been, and I had been kind of watching Fitness Renegades online, things like that. And
out of curiosity, how long were you watching for?
Probably a couple months.
All right.
But I was afraid.
Yeah.
So I just hit probably my breaking point, and I was sick of feeling dumpy and frumpy and wanted to become more active and lose weight.
All right. All right. So over the past 4 months, why don't we talk about some of your accomplishments so far? Like, what are a couple of your successes so far?
I'm down probably about 27 pounds.
All right. That's awesome.
And almost like 8 inches, and just more active, and, smaller pant sizes, and just feels good. What
are your current goals?
Right now it's still with the weight loss, a couple pounds a week, trying for, and the gym like 5 times a week. I want to try and get to the strength side though too. So that's one of my goals.
You'll get there.
Oh.
So the next time we have Strength 101, you should be there.
I'll sign up.
Because you can do it.
Yep.
And it's important because, like we were talking with Adam, he went from our small group program to the circuit program to our strength program, and now he does a combination. But as you progress, the workouts get a little bit harder, but they help you get results even faster, because by adding more lean muscle to your body, it burns more calories and it's going to shrink your body down. So, but it's awesome. Now, 4 months ago, would you have pictured yourself going to the gym 5 days a week?
Oh, no. Mm-mm.
What had you done before?
Nothing.
Nothing.
No, in the past I have like walked or, things like that. But nope, at that point I was doing nothing.
Nothing. So on day one, talk about walking into this gym what were your like feelings on day one?
I was very nervous and scared, you know, of the unknown. But the trainers, everybody was so nice. You know, they welcome you, they help you, and they, you know, everybody's very nice.
Yeah, absolutely. So now let's talk about 4 months in. What do your workouts look like? How much, you know, have you improved, you know, from day one to month 4?
A ton.
A ton.
I thought I was gonna die in the very beginning. You know, and some people are even like, "Are you all right?" But yeah, it's gotten better.
Yeah, every day, and you feel better. Now let's talk about, like, you know, after you leave the gym today, what does it feel like when you walk out the door?
You feel really good.
You feel amazing, like you
Yes.
just accomplished something, right?
Mhm.
And you know, a couple of the folks in the stories that we've shared already tonight talk about actually missing. If they miss the gym, they actually feel like they missed something that day. Has
Yep.
that happened to you yet?
Yes. Yep. I do not like to go more than 2 days without, or you feel like you've missed out and you want to get back.
Yeah, so it's actually become more a part of your lifestyle.
Yes.
Now, let's talk about, you know, from the nutrition aspect, what have you, you know, changes have you made so far?
Following the clean eating, I mean, you know, 80-20 for sure, trying, and it's made a big difference. You feel better, and I like it.
Now, have you went off and had a bad day, and how did you feel after that?
You don't feel good.
You don't feel good, right?
Right.
After you clean out.
Yeah. So, but I'm pretty good. I pretty much, you know, try and follow it, and I like to stay on track.
That's awesome. Now, if somebody was sitting at home and they were thinking about joining and they were maybe looking to lose 20 pounds, 50 pounds, maybe even 100 pounds, and they've tried a bunch of stuff before, they failed, what would you tell them?
Well, the summer challenge is coming up. That's how I started. It was the
New Year
12
program?
and 6, yes. And I thought, what have you got to lose? Try it, and you'll be surprised at how you like the challenge and you like to stick with it.
So, you know, outside of the workouts, what do you enjoy about Fitness Renegades?
I like the trainers there. I like going in, your camaraderie with the people you have met, and I don't know, I like it.
Now, have you met some new friends?
Yeah.
Absolutely, right?
Yep.
Some cool people. Now, how about the cooking events? Have you been able to come to any of those yet?
I've been to just a couple, yes.
All right.
And I think they're fun.
Yeah, so and it's important. The more that you can get involved, the better your results. I mean, I just look at the people who have had the best results with us, and I look at our attendance sheet on our extracurricular activities, and the people that attend other stuff beyond just the workouts, they're the ones who have A, been with us the longest, and B, they have had the best long-term results because it just becomes more like part of their family. So,
Right.
Before you go, is there anything that you would like to share with folks?
Just if you're looking for something to do, you know, it's, you know, food and the workout, give it a try. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
Well, you're doing it great, and 27 pounds in a couple of months is amazing.
Yep.
And you know, you just got to keep at it. And one of the success stories we're going to share in a few minutes, you know, is Gwen, and her success story is near and dear to my heart for a variety of reasons that you're going to hear about in a few minutes. But there's somebody who's been at it for 15 months now, 16 months, and she's down almost 90 pounds, and she's got a totally different life back. So it's awesome.
That's awesome, and she looks great.
She does.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks so much. And with that, what I'm going to do is, because we're going to do another live switch here, is Renegade Sue is going to go that direction. And I'm going to actually have one more Renegade Sue. In between, I'm going to share one more book with you, which is called Spartan Up. We actually are going to be going to the Spartan race here at Miller Park in the next few weeks. This is called Spartan Up. It's written by the guy who started the Spartan races. And I just want to share maybe 2 or 3 segments or pages from this one. But one of the things that he talks about is taking your cookies now or delaying them. And a lot of people want their cookies now. They can't delay gratification. So they're always eating junk food. They're always making excuses to celebrate and eat junk food for celebrations. And people are not willing to invest time and energy into fitness or wellness. Rather, they'd like to be out partying. So delaying gratification and be willing to put the time and effort into live a healthy lifestyle. So that's one. All right, Renegade Sue, come on in. We're gonna talk about the Renegade book a little bit, and this is Renegade Sue too. So One of the other things that we've got inside of this book is, let's see here, let me flip to, I've got these marked somewhat, but this one is very interesting. It talks about current obesity rates in America and average healthcare costs per year, along with the amount of sugar that people are eating. So first off, 1 in 5 American children between 6 and 11 are clinically obese now. It's scary. 2009, 9% of U.S. adolescents had diabetes or pre-diabetic. That is today 23%. So in 15 years, it's went from 9% to 23%. It's alarming. In Texas, 66% of adults are overweight or obese. 2/3. In 2004, no state obesity prevalence exceeded 30%. So in 2004, none of the states over 30%. In 2010, this is backwards. 2004 no states prevalence exceeded 30%. None. In 2010, 12 of the states now have more than 30% of their population obese. It's crazy. The average healthcare cost for somebody who's obese is $4,800 a year. This normal person weight is $3,442. But here's a number that's just totally crazy. The world's population consumes 165 million tons of sugar a year. Sugar. And this is one interesting fact before I get to Renegade Sue, because we got to get to a workout tomorrow morning.
That's
we got to get some shut-eye pretty soon, right?
That's right. I'm old.
But did you realize that you'd have to eat 130 strawberries to equal the 520 calories in a McDonald's quarter pounder? That's a lot of strawberries, isn't it?
That is a lot of strawberries.
So on that note,
strawberries.
let's get to Renegade Sue's story, because I want to share Gwen's story next, because it's really amazing. But I wanted to interview Renegade Sue for a couple of reasons. First off, how long have you been a Renegade Sue?
A year and a half.
A year and a half. So you've been not quite an original, but close to an original.
Close, yep.
And you've been with us since the olden days,
Yes.
and our building with no heat, no air conditioning.
Yes.
And but since day one, the one thing that we've kept is the community and I think the way that we want people to feel when they walk through the front door.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been important to us as we've continued to grow. So back then, why did you decide to be a Renegade?
Well, I wasn't working out at all. And a neighbor of mine was telling me about a friend of hers who went to this fitness Renegades. And I'm like, wow, that sounds really interesting. I think I'm going to give it a try. So I called a friend of mine and I said, do you want to do this? She said, yes, I was just thinking I need to work out too. So let's give it a try. So that's how we started.
Yeah, absolutely. So you and your friend have been doing it together.
Yes.
For 18 months now. So when you first joined, what were the reasons that you wanted to join?
I think definitely weight loss was my main reason. That's changed, but that was why I started.
So let's talk about the change, because I think it's important, because it is for us. Because for us, yes, a lot of people start for weight loss, but for us, it's about getting to, I think, the next level of kind of where you're at now. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about that. What is it about for you now?
Right now, I think it's about challenging myself, for one thing, because I am a little older and everyone in the class is younger. So it's a good accomplishment when I can get through the class. I love the people. That's a big thing for me. Yeah, I think just staying healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are some of the accomplishments you've had over let's say the last year? Because, I work out with you at 6 o'clock in the morning, quite a few times.
Right.
And I love working out with you because you're working hard.
Right. Yeah. I think the main thing I've seen is, I haven't seen a lot of weight loss, but I've seen a lot of shrinking at inches. And that makes me happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't need the weight loss. If the clothes fit better, I'm happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that's the biggest thing for me.
What, if somebody was sitting at home right now and they say, geez, I'm I'm too overweight, or I'm too old, I'm too tired, I can't do this, what would you tell them?
Anybody can do it. I think when you first walk through that door, that first day can be very intimidating, but keep coming back, because it gets easier and you get stronger and you feel healthier and you meet new friends, and that makes you want to come back.
Yeah, absolutely. So why don't we talk about, you know, outside of the workouts, what do you enjoy most about the Renegade community?
I don't do a lot outside the workouts. But I like how, you know, even like when I come in for 6 o'clock, everyone's friendly. Everyone's just really nice. Actually, I did the bellin, and one of the gals ran by me and she goes, "Hi, you're from my gym. It's nice to see you. Thanks for doing this." You know, they're just real friendly people.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that you don't participate a whole lot in some of the food and the cooking events, because you're typically not available in the evening for that. But you know, you've been steady. You're there at 6 in the morning. You and your friend Colleen. And what would you? Anything else before you go that you would share with people if they're thinking about giving it a try?
Do it. I think you'll love it. Like I said, it is, the first week is a little intimidating, but you just keep coming back. I've met a lot of great people. I would do anything for any of those people. I mean, if they said, "Hey, let's go out tonight," I'd be, yeah, let's, you know, they're just nice people. And I think if you keep working at it, there are so many benefits.
And these people are from all walks of life, right? I mean, in our 6 in the morning class, you know, we've got a guy who's a repairman. We've got a mail lady who carries the mail.
A nurse.
We got a nurse.
A homemaker like me, everything, all ages too, you from 25 to 56.
Yeah, and we've got a couple in their early 60s that are, you know, working hard and a part of the community. So,
I love that.
Yeah, it's awesome. So again, I thank you so much for taking some time tonight to spend it with it. Tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., it will be square. That's the official Renegade bump.
That's right.
And Sue and Colleen need a dance partner, so they like to dance in the morning during their workouts. So if you want to dance with them, come and join us with the Summer Slim Down. So what we're going to do is we're going to trade mics. So Renegade Sue's going to go. Thanks again. I appreciate your time. And Renegade Gwen is going to come in. And I'm just going to share with you one more thing. Again, if you want to join us for the Summer Slim Down, you can go to summerslimdown.com. You get our welcome box. Actually, I'll share this, and I'll talk about this right at the end. So this is our welcome box. We share a lot of things in here with you. So you get a transformation number. Our goal is to change or totally transform the lives of 300 people in our community. And you'll get assigned a transformation number once you become a Renegade. Inside of here, we give you a lot of cool things. One, water. So we talked to you about drinking half your body weight every day in water. One of the tools we give you is a water bottle, so you can keep it with you, because we know if we give you this, you're a lot more likely to consume more water. We give you a lifestyle journal. Inside of here, you can track your food, and you can track your sleep, and you can track your exercise. And this is something that we can use to, again, help you reach your goals, because if you share this with your coach, it's a tool that we can use. All right, this is Renegade Gwen. Come on in. So I've already built her up to be a superstar. So inside of here, we have how to sign up for classes. So a few of the folks tonight have asked about how do you get into a habit. So we make you sign up for classes. And some people say, well, I don't want to do that at the beginning. But trust me, it's an accountability that we've built into the program that you definitely want to do it. We have a class time thing in here. It tells you what time we have classes. We have more classes than any small group fitness place. We've got a morning, noon, and night, 7 days a week. We also have smoothies. We have great smoothies that are made with high-quality protein, real fruit, no syrups, because we want you healthy and fit with the right fuel in your body. There's the Renegade Way of Life magnet. This you put on your fridge, and it's a way for you to remember every single day, every time you go in the fridge, that you need to make smart choices. But it also talks about little things like, I understand fitness is more than weight loss, right? I mean, it's big. Absolutely. I schedule time every day to live a healthy lifestyle. You got to schedule it every day. It's not something that you do for a month or 2 months. It's a lifestyle change. Fuel my body with nutritious foods and make water my beverage of choice. Open my mind to new foods, challenges, accomplishments, and habits. So we've talked about that. Trying a new food, trying a new snack, trying a new breakfast, all those things. Celebrating hard work and achievement by all renegades, including myself. So it's important for us that you celebrate everybody else's accomplishments as well as yours. Set specific, measurable, challenging goals and have confidence in my ability to reach them. This is a big one. If you go into most communities right now, less than 2% of Americans have written goals. We sat here tonight and I've interviewed, I don't know, 6, 7 people, and every one of them have a goal. I have 17 interviews that I've done with renegades over the past week. Every one of them has a goal. And you won't find that in most parts of America because people don't have goals. And for us, it's important that you have a goal. I'm honest with myself, no excuses. Well, if you're not honest with yourself and you tell us that you ate clean and you put it in your journal and you lied and you had 10 cookies, well, we can't help you. You got to be honest with yourself. Prepare, motivate, and focus for each class. Work as hard as I can and then a little bit harder. So we give you this, you put it up on your wall or on your refrigerator. There's a welcome letter. It talks about what's going to happen during your first 2 weeks and how to really make sure that the first 2 weeks are more enjoyable than if you don't follow the instruction manual. And then also some referral certificates because we actually give you credits. And then there's a little Fitness Renegades backpack. So you get all of this when you become a renegade. So if you go over to thesummerslimdown.com and become a renegade, you'll get that as well. I'll share this with you later, but this is some coaching that I'm personally going through because we believe in making ourselves better in order to help make our renegades better. So Joe just spent the weekend down in Texas at a big event. I go to events frequently, but now it's on to Renegade Gwen because Renegade Gwen's story is one of my favorites for a variety of reasons. So let's talk about your story, your Renegade story. And let's wind it all the way back to day one where our original programming was too much of a challenge, really. And you actually helped us move in the direction of the small group coaching that Renegade Adam was a part of that we talked about earlier today. So let's talk about the first experience with our, strength program when you were just getting started.
Right. You were at the first facility and I had followed what was happening and the success stories that you were having. People bigger than myself at that time were walking in and having great success. So I finally got up the courage. I thought, I need to do something. I need to do something. I knew I had a goal. I wanted to lose 100 pounds. I was out of control. And so I walked in and I was all enamored with your success and I didn't even survive the first week. I was so sore. I couldn't trust myself to go up and down the steps. My girls were worried I was going to hurt myself and I was a mess. And then I was really scared because I thought, okay, now you can't even do this. Now you've bottomed out and now you can't even do it. Now what are you going to do? So, and not only that, but I mixed business with something I was trying to do personally. And I had to say to you, I can't do this.
Yeah, and I'm totally fine. So in full disclosure, Gwen has been part of my accounting team for probably 4 or 5 years now. Mm-hmm. And it's why I really enjoy her story because she saw what we were doing. She watched for a year. Yeah. She took the first steps, but it was too much.
It's too much.
So she went out and she found a place that at the time was a fit for her. Mm-hmm. As a result of that experience, we've went in and we've totally modified a lot of the things that we're doing to help accommodate people of all sizes and shapes and integrate them so on day one they don't have the similar experience that you had.
Yeah.
So let's talk about over the next 12 months. What happened for you? Because you got on the path and you started eating right and you started working out.
Yep. Like I said, I took it seriously. I called it my year of sacrifice. I just decided that I needed to do something. I knew I was out of control. I knew people were having success and I was going to be a part of it. I paid big money to do it and I wasn't going to miss a class. I was going to, take on the eating and I very dedicated with my classes, just really carving out time for myself. And it started working, immediately. And every time that I thought that I couldn't do it, or I thought that, people tell you all the way along, oh, you can have that. Oh, you can have that piece of cake, and I would say, absolutely not. because I had done all of that. That's what got me where I was. So to continue to do that didn't make any sense at all. So my husband will tell you, I got really restrictive with myself. But you know what? I wasn't starving. I was eating real food, and I knew if I ate what I was supposed to eat that I wouldn't be hungry and I could move on.
Yeah, so one of the things, like I talked about in the Spartan book, is delaying your cookies. So Gwen took a very hardline approach.
I did. I had
and to this day, she takes a very hardline approach with intake of calories through liquids.
Yeah.
Talk about that. I mean, you don't drink soda or alcohol at this time?
The water intake was a big part of the transformation. I mean, I knew that you were supposed to drink a lot of water. I had read that you were supposed to drink half your body weight in ounces, which for most people, that's a big ramping up process. But it really is true. The more water that you take in, the more your body craves. And pretty soon it's easy to, you get to the end of the day and you're easily at the ounces that you're supposed to be at. And if you're doing your workouts with me, I mean, I sweat like crazy. It's crazy, but that's also flushing through your body. So yeah, the water intake is huge, but it's very impactful. And, I know a lot of people struggle with giving up their glass of wine or giving up their cocktails or whatever. And my husband will tell you, I would always say, I am not drinking my calories because I get this many calories and I am not wasting it on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and it fills you up. I read someplace too that if you drink a glass of water, if you're hungry, drink a glass of water and give yourself 20 minutes. And most of the time you're almost not dehydrated, but your body is craving the water.
Yep.
So the water and the fluids is a huge piece of the success. I know it is.
Yeah, absolutely. So once you hit January or December, you kind of went into the Renegade program. Let's talk about what your first month looked like, and then moving forward and some of the results or accomplishments you've had over maybe the last 5 months.
Yeah. I mean, when I came to Renegades, I had dropped, a pretty large amount of weight. And I was ready to kind of take my workouts to the next level. And I'm not going to lie, when I started, I mean, I knew a lot of the workouts I knew a lot of the movement that you were doing, but, in the beginning, it's really a degree of survival, just surviving the class and getting through it. But everybody is working hard. So you don't have to be so intimidated because everybody is struggling with different things. And I think what I've seen at Renegades is, yes, it's ramped my exercises up considerably, which is good. I'm only taking 2 days a week that I rest. And so I've increased my classes. I've increased my strength training to 2 classes a week, which is fantastic for me. But I've really seen myself reshape. The inches that I continue to shed are amazing. The body fat that I've been able to reduce. I mean, when I started, I was at 50% body fat. That is far too high for anybody. Yeah. So it isn't that the scale is moving that much for me, but the reshaping is really happening. The inches and the percent of body fat are changing.
Yeah. And over the past year, so I shared the dress story earlier. I mean, one of the things we talked about is having a big reason why. So let's talk about your goal. What was one of your big reason whys?
Well, when I started, I was really doing it all for me. And then in the process of that first year, I had my daughter got engaged. So that kind of started to clarify things for me. And I decided that I wasn't going to worry so much about what the scale said, but I wanted to be in a specific size for that wedding, which is coming this summer, the end of this summer in August. And, it kind of sets a realistic goal for you, and as you're losing this weight and these inches, you have to keep shopping and keep finding things that fit. And yeah, I had a great experience where I put on, a dress that was one size bigger than where I want to be. And I could zip it, I could sit in it, I could, walk around, and it looked
yeah,
good.
And it's amazing. And, I'm going to share the story just because Gwen's a part of my accounting team who does some work on Fitness Renegades, but she's not there a lot. She's starting to do some of our Renegade success consultations because her story is fabulous. And really for a lot of people, she can really connect with them. But every week on Monday morning, when we have our team meeting, we start our meeting with what happened positive in your week last week. We do it every single week because it's important for us. And most of the time, what do people share? It's family stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
And our team, believes in making sure that we are a healthy, happy team as well. We practice what we preach. So Gwen shared this story with us, and she was almost in tears and I was almost in tears because it's been a long journey.
Yeah, it has.
But now, you know, she's able to do things that, you know, 18 months ago were just totally out of the question. So, you know, if you're sitting at home right now and you're saying, man, I'm 100 pounds overweight, how can I get rid of it? It's 18 months. It's a pound or two a week.
Yeah.
And it's slow, but you can make it happen. If somebody was, you know, sitting at home right now, what would you tell them, Gwen?
I would tell them, you know, you're not going to make any progress doing what you're doing. You have to get started. And I know that everybody bottoms out in a different way because it's a very personal journey, but you have to get started. And nobody's, you know, nobody's too big. Everybody's scared. There's a million excuses, but I'll tell you what, it's a journey, and you learn. Yeah, you drop the weight. Yeah, you drop the inches, but you learn so much about yourself. You regain your self-esteem. You don't have to have that self-talk in your head. I would have self-talk in my head in my closet where I put something on and it would look terrible and I would feel terrible. And I would say to myself, too bad, you did this to yourself. Now you have to, you know, now you have to go out with your husband and your jeans are too tight. So, you know, it gets to a point where that's just not acceptable anymore. And I didn't want to deal with the extreme health issues and everything else. And I was enamored with the success and I wanted a part of that. You know, I wanted to change my life. And I have been able to do that. You know, I'm a mom of 3 daughters. And for a long time, I felt bad that I wasn't a good example for them of carving out time for myself and spending a little money on myself. But at 53 years old, being on this journey, I've transitioned my thinking, and what I say to myself now is I've showed them that it's never too late.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
So.
And, you know, I got to go see one of your daughters because she owns a chiropractic practice. And I went to visit it just to see what she was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I had a conversation with her, and what she told me was, you know, thank you guys for giving my mom her life back.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't give it. We were a small part of it. I mean, you dedicated your time every single day, all year, and made a lot of tough decisions of not drinking booze and drinking water and skipping desserts and, you know, being very selective of what you were eating every single meal all throughout the year. And if you want success, that's what it takes. And it's a long, slow process. But one of the things that, you know, you need is a coach. I mean, I firmly believe you need somebody to help coach you. It doesn't matter if it's in business success or weight loss success or even athletic success, or if you're trying to run a marathon faster. You need a coach. If you want to shortcut it, you need a coach. And along the way, you had a couple of coaches and people that believed in you and people that were there to support you when it wasn't the best day.
And you really rest in that. You know, I do some of the sales consultations, and I say to people, there's a workout on the board every day when I walk in here, and I can rest in the fact that it's a full body workout. It's going to do everything that I need it to do. And I don't need to worry about what I did yesterday or what I'm going to do tomorrow. I know that what I do today is going to change my upper body, my lower body, and my core strength. And that's just something I don't have to worry about. And they drive me and they push me and they say, one more. And you know what? I can do one more. So
even when you think you can't do one more, you can do one more.
You're a lot stronger than you think you are. And I've surprised myself on the things that I can do. And that's, at 53 years old, to still be able to surprise yourself is a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, so when you walk out the door, how do you feel?
Oh my gosh, you feel fantastic because you transition from, I have to do this for all these reasons, and then some of it's just survival. It definitely was survival at Renegade. To keep me going.
Yeah, and I know, you know, from my perspective, you know, I founded Fitness Renegades because I saw that we could change lives. I'm not a fitness coach. We've got 4 coaches. I am a success coach, and I believe in people, and I believe in coaching. But I started Fitness Renegades because I saw that we could radically change people's lives. And for me, I saw that when I was working out the way that we are coaching, and I eat the way that we eat, I perform better in my businesses. And I can flat out look at my numbers, and I know that. And when I come back to my office, I know that I work better for the first 3 hours after I'm done with the workout. I just flat out know it. So with that, Gwen, Do you have any last words before I bring Joe in and we're going to do Q&A?
You know, stop making excuses for yourself. Just get out there and do it. You'll surprise yourself. You'll surprise the people around you. And instead of somebody else getting a compliment, it's going to be you. And you just have to get started. You have to take that first step. And, you know, we would love for you to walk into Renegades because there's a huge community there, and we're all willing to help, and we've all had to walk through that door, and we've all been intimidated.
Well, and I think the beautiful thing at Fitness Renegades is we have people who are right now 100 pounds overweight and need help. But we have people who were in their shoes who help them. And we have all sorts of other people all along the spectrum. From age, you know, our youngest Renegade, I think, is 15, and our oldest, I think, is just over 60. So we've got a wide variety of sizes and shapes and ages, and we definitely love to help you. So with that, again, you know, I'm super proud of you, and it's amazing to watch, you know, the journey that you've been on for the last, you know, 16, 17 months. So,
well, you've been a big part of it. You're the one that kind of pulled me along, and then I found my legs and I found my own spirit, and it's been great. I'm not done.
Yeah, it's awesome. So we're going to be pumped when you put on that wedding, the dress for the wedding. Who knows? It might be a size smaller.
I will be pumped myself. Yeah.
So why don't we do this? Let's bring Joe in. So you're going to have to swap, I think, with Joe. And then I'm going to talk about some coaching. So one of the things, like I said, I believe everybody needs a coach or multiple coaches. And one of the coaches that I work with is Tony Robbins. So I've been going through a lot of his stuff because it's helped me get through a few things that I was personally struggling with. And some of his coaching. I also have multiple other coaches. So this is just something that I, you know, invest in. But both Joe, I, and the rest of our team, we read a lot. We have books that are bought for our entire team and then shared with them. The Compound Effect was one of those books. And we practice what we preach, not only in fitness. All of our coaches are working out the way that they're going to be coaching you. They're eating the way that we're going to teach you. And they also are learning and growing from other coaches. So again, if you want to join the Summer Slim Down, go to thesummerslimdown.com. Joe is, I think, ready to rejoin us. And again, if you join the Summer Slim Down, it's $297. You join now, you get May for free. So it's a whole extra month, no charge. We're going to have a great clothing swap. So maybe right now you might be able to buy some clothes from some of our other Renegades who have made major transformations. I mean, Gwen's got a closet full of clothes now that she needs to swap out because a lot of them don't fit. Our Nutrition 101, I've talked about that. We now have that on DVD. We're going to have a really nice study guide that you're going to hand into your coach because we want to make sure that you clearly understand how to fuel your body with food. Before and after photos. The before photos we'll take, and the after photos are at the red carpet event. Last year, Joe missed the red carpet event because he was at, I believe, a wedding, right? Or you were out of town.
Yep.
So this year, hopefully, Joe's going to be there for the red carpet party, but it's going to be awesome. We're going to try and top what we did last year. It was a lot of fun. And then it's a two-person weight loss challenge. So if you want to join us, if you've got a partner, great. If not, we'll match up with one of our Renegades. So Joe, we've got a couple of questions. I know one of them is a protein shake enough for breakfast? Why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, I'm going to just go kind of with no. Is it enough? No, it depends on what the makeup is of it. Not to get the most scientific, but I mean, as long as it has a good protein to carb ratio, typically if it's just a standard protein shake from a generic store, not complaining about any certain brands or anything, but usually it's not enough that you have to have a right protein to carb ratio. There has to be more to it than just, you know, protein X by this, that supplement. So you have to look at how many carbs are in it as well. But also a protein shake with a banana, adding a little bit more carbs to it. That will suffice probably, but depending on your activity level, depending on what else you're eating throughout the day, that is very important. So specifically, I want to say no. We like whole food best, but there are things like convenience or if you're having that
it's something
before workout,
right? You don't want to get in the habit of doing that every day for breakfast,
right?
Because you want to eat real food.
Right.
And the worst thing you can do is some of the folks will go on 3 protein shakes a day and call that
that's
food.
Right. Yeah, that's where you want to stray away from. It really depends on activity level. If you are taking a protein shake, when's your next meal gonna happen? A lot of like the Renegades you've seen, like Amanda, they might have a protein shake on their way to the gym, work out, and then eat the whole foods afterwards. So that can kind of depend variably, but I'm gonna just say generically dependent. You need a little bit more.
And if you are a Renegade and you've got a question about your specific, breakfast, reach out to Joe at the gym. Send him a message or set a time up to chat with them. Or if you have a coach, talk to them. For me personally, I do the workout. I'll have a protein shake typically on the days that we lift a little bit heavier. And then I come home and I eat real food. I'll have 3 eggs with some spinach and some vegetables, and sometimes I'll have some uncured bacon with it.
Right.
But if I only have the protein shake, I'm pretty hungry not too long after.
Yeah, and same story. Personally, I have a protein shake every morning. It has protein to carbs as a 1-to-1 ratio, which is very good. But that is at about 6 in the morning, and then I'm actually eating Whole Foods at about 8:30. So it's just dependent on very different people, but I would just say in general, no, it's not enough.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the other questions that we had earlier was, if I'm a current Renegade, do I have to pay to be in the Summer Slim Down? So if you're a current Renegade, that's included. You just need to sign up. We'll have the sign-up sheet available at the gym. You'll put your name down as a team captain, and then we'll match you up. What we don't want is 2 current Renegades pairing together, because we want to welcome our new Renegades into the family, have somebody who can kind of help coach them along. And then we will allow 2 brand new people together as a team if they're friends. But our goal is to really get more people interacting. And again, you'll just sign up as a team captain, and then there's no extra charge to be a part of the Summer Slim Down. It's just part of your membership. The next one is, when is the organic farmer coming? So that'll be this Saturday. At 10:15.
He's going to come in and set up around 9 just to have some of his crops there, or some vegetation there for sale. He's also there just to kind of go back and forth on just organic farming in general. And then right about 10:15, it'll be more of a discussion, a formal discussion. So think more like a farmer's market almost, with one booth from about 9 to 10:15, and then it's the educational piece.
So come at 9 o'clock if you want to get some stuff, some crops, some vegetables. He's brought Joe some good stuff. He brought one heck of a big old radish last week.
Very large radish, and it wasn't bad. It was good. It was good. I'll take it. He got me some baby carrots the other day, and it's awesome. It's good. It tastes good. It's real. It doesn't. It's right from the ground. Good soil. Good. No pesticides. Nothing like that. It's very high quality stuff. So.
Yeah, and then so they also ask, where do we have it at the gym? We just arranged this literally earlier this week. So there'll be, there's a post on Facebook about it. There was an email sent today. There will be probably one more sent on Friday. But again, this is just one of the things that we do at Fitness Renegades to help further educate you about healthy living. Not just, hey, come in and do a workout. No, you need all aspects.
Right. So, we had our chiropractor that comes to the gym. He talked just about, he wasn't trying to get more clients. He was teaching us how to keep our shoulders healthy. I'm working with a couple alternative medicine type people, an insurance person, just to educate about insurance and things you can take advantage of. Just services like that. That's really just for education, not to just start throwing business around and bringing people in just so we can get some sort of kickback or something. That's one thing that I think everybody lacks, is just a little bit of knowledge in just different areas.
So it's big, for us, we're trying to really bring in, for instance, I brought in my own personal financial advisor. And he talked to people about how to do some basic budgeting. And in fact, one of the things that I'm going to do soon is talk about some of the things that I've been doing personally to track my investments better and to teach people how they can do that, because we're big believers in living a healthy lifestyle in all areas. So financial, the way you eat, the way you work out, all those types of things. So again, if you want to join us for the Summer Slim Down, go to the summerslimdown.com. Zach, do we have any last questions that came in through the queue? No. All right. So with that, we are going to go to bed so we can be at the gym, Joe, at 5 o'clock or just before 5, and I will be there at 6, me to work out, him to make me work out.
Right.
So with that, thanks again for tuning in. We hope that you had a great time tonight. We hope that you found the Renegade stories that we shared inspirational to you, and maybe you connected with one of the stories. And if you didn't, we're going to have some more of them because we just had 16 or 17 that we recorded over the past week. These are all people that live right here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. No actors. These are people that want to help you get fit, and they want to share their story. So come and meet a couple of them. Go to fitnessrenegades.com. You can request a free week if you're not ready to sign up for the Summer Slim Down. But if you sign up now, you get a free month. And you get to come to the great kickoff party. It's going to be awesome. And we're actually going to do our first ever Renegade Awards party at that event. And we're going to award our first ever Renegade of the Year. So go to fitnessrenegades.com, or if you're ready to sign up, go to thesummerslimdown.com. Thanks so much for spending a couple hours with us tonight. Joe, thanks for taking time out of your night too.
Yeah.